Hey, what's going on, cash flow hackers? It's Chris with Life 180, and it's been a while. I think this is the longest stretch I've ever gone without doing a video on the YouTube channel, and there's a lot of reasons for that. The first reason is because I have my new book, IUL Exposed, coming out in a couple weeks, and so be on the lookout for that drop, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. That way you're notified as I release new content regarding the IUL Exposed book and everything that we have coming out with that. The other reason is that we are launching our first live event, and that live event, and when I say live event, I mean major event, shooting for about 400 people there. It is designed to be an event for agents and for people who are looking to learn about how to implement cash flow hacking in their life. Now, I'm not going to get into great details about what the cash flow hacking process is in this video, but it is the Aligned Wealth Experience is the name of the event. The Life 180 Aligned Wealth Experience from August 21st through August 23rd in Scottsdale, Arizona. And if you are interested in that, go down in the link in the description below and check it out. And you will be able to see all the information on that that you want. Now, the other reason that I've been a little slow on the uptake when it comes to content is that I was filming a little content and I had some technical issues and it all got lost. And so when that happens, quite frankly, it sucks. Then the other reason is that I have been running a high-level life insurance mastermind where I'm coaching agents, all these new frameworks and everything that we're launching out there into the insurance industry to hopefully elevate what's going on in this business. Now, all that said, while I was at the mastermind, I ended up having a really fun and dynamic conversation with one of the agents who was in attendance. And we got into a pretty heated but fun conversation regarding the difference between sales and manipulation. And the whole idea is, basically don't do things like Grant Cardone does, basically, is kind of my philosophy, my principles. We want to always be leading people to alignment, and we want to be helping them align their money with their values and beliefs so they can use money as a tool to create a life that's meaningful to them. That is what this is all about. And so what I did is, luckily, one of the agents that was there watching this conversation, she recorded it and she got it on tape. So I'm going to tell you full transparency. The audio is not the best. I want to apologize for the audio, but this was not something that I filmed designed to be content. It's something that we filmed kind of on a whim at lunch when we were having a conversation kind of in between sessions. And it ended up being about 20 minutes of pure gold, honestly. I think it was a conversation that everybody needs to hear about. Matt, the guy that I was kind of having this engagement with, really, really just amazing guy, agent from Canada, somebody that we're going to be doing a lot of work with in Canada because his heart is in the right place. But, he's still going through this process. He serves and helps a lot of people, but he's still learning a lot of this stuff. And you're going to hear what I have to say about it as we get into there. So all that said, I'm going to cut to that video. I want you to enjoy it. If you have any questions, reach out about anything, whether it's a live event or the book or anything, comment in the comment section below. If you have any questions, that's the easiest way to get a response from me. And that's it for now. Enjoy the video. We'll see you then.
Say it one more time.
Define the difference between manipulation and sales.
Manipulation is actively... is manipulation a bad thing? If you know there's going to be a good result for the person that you're manipulating? If they're in the wrong direction,
Yes.
it's a bad thing.
It's not a good thing. So I could have
Sales is giving people their options at the end. Manipulation is narrowing it down to one option, so they choose the option best suited for you.
Okay, what have we been talking about the first 2 days here?
People learning what their best options are.
Alignment, right?
Okay.
And so what it comes down to when we talk about manipulation, like I have kids, so I could manipulate my 13-year-old daughter into doing something, even though I know it's in her best interest, I promise you, when I manipulate her into what's in her best interest, I'm still gonna get a raging fight. And so I could know the best thing for you, and I could manipulate you into it. But when you get there, if you don't come to that conclusion on your own that's in full alignment with yourself, and you go and you've come to your own kind of path of self-discovery to get to that place, no matter where I bring you to, you're still going to fight it. There's going to be resistance because this stuff is in your way. So it's not a matter, especially with life insurance, because it's not just the sale that matters, it's how you use the product that matters at the end. So if I get you to the point, even though it is potentially the best thing for you, if you're not in complete alignment with why you have it, you're still going to have that resistance there. So therefore, even it's potentially the best thing for you, you're going to self-sabotage the shit out of your life with it, and it's going to end up blowing up in your face, and it's going to end up not being a good product for you, and then it's going to end up giving the reputation a bad reputation, or the industry a bad reputation.
I agree with
That's
that.
the problem.
But that sounds like you're a good communicator and you're helping them. And that's what the good sales
Right, but
does.
but the difference between, but you say manipulation, like you.
I don't want to manipulate
No,
people.
but you said there. What's the difference between
No, you said
manipulation?
what's the difference between sales and manipulation?
You said there's not much of a difference.
There,
That's how it started. That's why I said. That's why I posed the question. Because you put them like right next to each other.
I was talking about communication.
Okay.
I believe sales, you have to be a good communicator.
Agreed.
And it's literally a conversation between you and the client, allowing them to understand all their options and them to make a decision. But in a way, people would consider sales to be manipulative that way because you're looking for an end result. But a good salesperson doesn't look for just a commission check. They're looking for them to guide through a system with their client for them to ultimately make a decision. That's not manipulation. That's just showing them. That's just good communication.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
like going
about
up
caring
to-
about people,
Absolutely.
right? So caring about people,
You need
meeting them where they are, seeking clarity to understand them better,
we
caring about them, asking great questions, right?
yeah.
And then as you do that, it's no longer sales, it's no longer manipulation, it's
Right.
just genuine curiosity. And because you've built yourself into a person who can actually truly add value, right? So what I'm hearing from you is like you do all the right things, but the words you use are just not in alignment with who you actually show up as. Because you watch too many bullshit TikTok videos.
Potentially. Sure. I get a lot
And
of
so you get all wrapped up in that bullshit hype. Like that's because I know you wouldn't be here if I didn't
Yeah.
like know you at your core who you are. So I know that's not who you are. But
Right.
you like there's this element of like you're 22 and that's cool, right? And you get wrapped up in the hype of
Sure.
that world and it's like the fast cars and the cool shit and the fancy shit and
Closing
like all
high-ticket
the-
sales.
closing high ticket sales and all the hype machine that is social media, like it becomes absorbing, and so like you just get caught in that lingo, and that lingo is all bullshit. Like that's my problem with TikTok and Instagram Reels, is that it's all bullshit. Like 99.9% of it.
It's just literally just gerbil.
Right.
To get an audience.
So, like, but think about what you could do in your demographic if you were to go out and say, you know what, all this, rather than trying to play into it and trying to be a little more fancy and a little more, like, creative with all the bullshit, to be like, guys, it's all bullshit,
Yeah, that's true.
right? And you are the one in your age range, in your success level, that were to step in and be like, it's all bullshit, and here's why.
Yeah.
Right?
It takes one trip to Miami to realize all of it's just a joke.
Yeah.
It's all rented.
And so
it's
what
all
you-
a facade. It's all.
Right. And so when you realize that, and you realize it's all one big empty hollow shell, what the fuck are we actually trying to work towards? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
So how do we actually show up and serve people and create a fulfilling life for ourselves and by helping to elevate other people?
I'm never gonna debate this guy again.
This is why David McKnight won't do it.
I don't. I'm scared.
But do you,
Yeah, I do get it.
But-
I do get it. But
but that's why you're here. Like
Yeah, I know.
this this is what you're called to do.
yeah.
Like you need to stop trying to like impress other people in that way.
Yeah.
That's your biggest challenge.
Yeah.
You just care too much what other people think. You do.
For sure.
But you have too much ability and too big of a heart. Like you have such an awesome opportunity to impact so many people because you know all the right things. You need to stop giving a shit what other people think about what you say and go out and lead as a 22-year-old and go lead
Right.
the people in your bracket, because that's what the world effing needs. Period.
Yeah. So is it okay if I type in objection handles into ChatGPT to help guide the conversation?
To help guide it? Not if you're going to read them like a script.
No. But to understand.
Well, let me ask you this. Why would you need to do that? So what I would say is use ChatGPT.
I was just going to say this. This is where the conversation was heading before we started pressing record. So, if I've never talked to a girl before, like I'm a little nervous to talk to a girl.
That's fair.
Potentially.
Until you do it 100 times.
Well, yeah, but a lot of that time I could have been a lot more effective and efficient with talking to the first one. So going and knowing what I'm going to talk about and how to talk about it and how to guide the conversation. Sorry, I thought there's probably a B on. Okay. There's too many things in this place.
So I understand where you're going. So can I give you a little pushback on that? So the reason that going and talking with a girl and going and talking with a prospect are totally two different conversations is you going to talk to the girl is all about ultimately your outcome. I mean, yes, you want what's right for her.
What?
Like, you want good things for the girl, but let's be real.
No.
Let's be real. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, but...
Am I wrong? Like...
Outside that
Listen, I'm married, I got a beautiful wife, or whatever, and the first time I went and approached her, I promise you it wasn't for her best interest. Like, okay? Now, in the long run, let's all be real. Like, we develop relationships, and it's great. But am I wrong?
Okay, in a bar, he's not wrong, but...
Okay. So with what we do, it can't ever be about you. It's always got to be about them. So imagine what your conversation with a woman would be like if you walked up to her and it was genuinely not with any of your interest at heart, and you just went up to every woman you ever met from here until the day you die, till the day you got married, and it was nothing to do with the outcome for you, but all about how could you create value for her, whatever that looked like. First of all, it would take all the pressure off you. No performance need, no nervousness, no whatever. Why? Because there is no outcome to be even worried about. You're just worried about going and adding value to her. So who gives a shit? She could be hot, she could be beautiful, she could be sweet, she could be dynamic, she could be intelligent, all these things. It's all great. The question is, how can you add value to her, and not what can you get back in return, and just assume that you're getting nothing back in return. You just want to serve with value. When you do that, there's nothing to be nervous about. There's nothing to be worked up about. There's nothing to, how do I overcome her objections? You don't care what the objections are because you're just trying to serve and add value. You see the difference?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like, and if we can approach our clients in the same way, the prospects in the same way, what that does for you is it empowers you, because it takes all the expectation off the table and all the hope of a sale, and you're just doing nothing but adding value. And I promise you, if you do that and you do nothing but add value, that value will come back to you in the long run. And think about it this way, by doing that with women, you can go ask anybody. That will land you your best potential partner, mate, wife. That checks all the boxes for you, because that's what's going to attract the one that you want to be with.
Right. Okay.
I'm a dinosaur.
Very cool.
Nice.
James, your advice is trash compared to this one. Oh no, like the dating advice.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's not the video topic.
I mean, Janelle, you're a woman.
Yeah.
How did that sound?
Sounded amazing.
What Chris said? It sounded spot on.
Oh, okay. No, it absolutely did. It did.
So do you see though, like when you get into the overcoming objections, that triggers me, because like, stop watching Grant Cardone, please.
Stop reading any sales book.
No, that's not the truth. Not all sales books do that.
Yeah.
Stop reading bad sales books. You know?
Yeah.
It's not about sales. It's about service. It's about value creation.
Which makes it more sales, ultimately, down the road.
It will create more revenue and a better lifestyle for you by the nature of your ability to elevate by you elevating your ability to create value for people. Money follows value. Right? So you stop looking at it as so what is sales? Sales is transactional, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
What's up, cash flow hackers? I want to interrupt this video really quickly and let you know about something that we have going on that's really exciting to me. It is our first major Life 180 event. It is the Life 180 Aligned Wealth Experience live in Scottsdale, Arizona, August 21st through August 23rd, where we are going to be changing the game in the life insurance space. So if you're an agent, if you're somebody who's looking to learn, kind of feel into, would this be good for you? Would these philosophies, these strategies be good for you? I'm going to be teaching. I've got other experts that are going to be coming in, teaching on the Rockefeller method, teaching on how to invest in real estate without being your own landlord, the highest level tax strategies, trust and estate planning strategies, all of these things, all the tools that the most successful people in the world utilize to get to where they want to go. This is what we're going to be covering in this. So it's going to be covering the whole cash flow hacking process. Have any questions, go in the link in the description below or go to life180.com/live2025. Check it out. So by you saying this, you're saying you're trying to, by nature, the definition of a sale is an extraction event. I'm trying to separate you from your money. If I'm trying to sell you something, I'm trying to get you to do something. So I'm exactly what we talked about in the training the other day. I'm trying to extract that money from you because there's a give and a take of it, right? So that's what it is. But if I come to you and I'm not focused on selling you, I'm just trying to focus on value creation into your life, right? And adding as much value. I mean, look, you're here right now. This is the second time you've been here. When have I ever tried to sell you anything? Never. And I never will. No. Right? But you're here and you're paying to be here. Valued. And you will continue to pay and come be in this whole thing. Why? Because it's elevating value in your life.
Right. It's not a sale. Yeah. Damn.
That's it.
Damn. That's so true. Yeah, you never once sold me on any of it.
Never once. And I'm
just
never
that
going to.
You were the value source for me. So I pay. Like that's how
the only way that works is by me elevating myself constantly. Right? Because you're going to elevate. If I don't elevate, eventually you're going to elevate and you're not going to need me anymore. Right? So it's like Tony Robbins always said, like, people are always going up to Tony being like, oh, you know, you're nothing special. I'm going to be where you are too. He's like, I hope you are, because by the time you're where I am, I'm going to be up here. That's cool. Good for you. Right? So we all got to be on this growth journey together. Right? And I don't want to like just be up here and have all, like, I want everybody to rise too. But that doesn't mean I want to stop rising. Right? And I hope I surround myself with people that rise too. And if you want to pass me, pass me. You know, like, try. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, well then, guess what? That's a blessing for me too, because now you're in my network. Right? And I might not be able to create more value for you anymore, but by the nature that you're in my network and we have a great relationship and I helped you get there, now that increases the value that I have for everybody else in my world. Right?
So this is the difference between sales and just adding showing up authenticity. Showing up with pure authenticity and adding as much value as possible before
100%.
anything.
Right.
And that will create better connections, better relationships, better opportunities. Maybe not as much, but more like, I always call it like sniper shot opportunities. Because rather than just machine gun spraying, the connections are real. So clients become friends. Friends want to add value to each other's lives. I mean, look at everyone around here. We're all like really close.
Super tight
now.
Why? Because
you've added value in everyone's life.
Not just I focus on creating value, but now everybody that's here it's a community of shared values. Right?
Yeah, we all want to get somewhere, and like we all know if we help each other, we get there faster and better. Honestly, we can hold each other accountable.
So think about it this way too. Now, when you get where you want to go, and you build your business doing it the way that I've been talking about, instead of just doing sales, now you like the sales way, the Grant Cardone way. You may make the money. You may like have the fancy cars, but you're going to feel empty and unfulfilled because you're not going to have the community in the same way. By doing it the way we're talking about, you're going to have more freedom, you're going to have better relationships, you're going to have better community, you're going to have better fulfillment. Your quality of life is going to be infinitely better.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris, for like the 100th time. I always actually genuinely try to throw Chris off of his game. But then it just shows like I can't, like you just, because You got what? You got a lot more experience than me, and you've probably been through it like 100 times over. So while I've only been, doing this for 5, and actually doing it properly, probably for 1.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not doing everything proper.
No,
one
but
is.
you're 22.
Yeah.
Like, so you're on your journey. You're infinitely further ahead than I was at 22.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I wish I knew who you were when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I would have known, because
Yeah.
my life would be completely different now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be feeling like I have to play catch up because I didn't have anyone in my age group to show me what they were doing and be like, wow, maybe I need to think differently and not just follow the model.
Right.
Yeah.
You have such a unique opportunity to be such a leader. If you could take the messaging that we're talking about right now, and instead of trying to be one of the bros, like fight against the bros and show all the bros why they're wrong, your life will never be the same.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. That could be definitely my niche. That's like my thing. It's like, oh, this is all BS. Do this.
But don't do it because it wants
No,
to be your
no,
thing.
no.
Do it because it's who you are at
No,
your core,
I-
and you're sick of trying to fit into everybody else's bullshit.
100%. 100%. And I have been. I absolutely have been.
Right.
But it's still like when you're getting fed all this info. We'll end the video here soon. But when like this is how every single interaction goes.
I'm not going to shut it off because I don't want to miss anything. Yeah.
You can have a great mentor, but if you constantly surround yourself, like, what's the worst thing you could possibly do? Scroll all this. Like, I scroll constantly, and my feed's always filled with all this like cars, bad sales content, or like the improper sales content, the one that leads to a lot of money but an unfulfilled life. And it's like you become what you think about most. You become the thought. Like, if you have 5 friends, you're going to become like those people. So with that said, that's what I'm always surrounding myself with. So even if I come here, it's like, even if I go back to that same, so it's literally about getting rid of all
back
that.
in that tank.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
end the video.
All right. End the